From AmazingAvenue.com, headline, Top 25 Mets Prospects for 2024. They present their list of the Mets' best prospects heading into the 2024 regular season. They've officially wrapped up their countdown of their list of the Mets' top 25 prospects going into the 2024 season. They said that they hope they jump, blah, 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 blah. Here's the list. And I ran through this list over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, last month or so. It's been very interesting and very detailed. But before we get into this video, hit that subscribe button so you know what's going on in the Mets farm system. And here's the top 25 list of Mets prospects according to Amazing Avenue. Number 1, shortstop, outfielder Jett Williams. That's no surprise. He is basically the number 1 prospect across every measurable list. Every publication saying he's number 1. After that, it's sort of up in the air. Number 2, outfielder Drew Gilbert. Now, he's believed to be could go number 2, number 3. He's a very interesting player. People compare him to Brett Gardner, Lenny Dykstra, a guy that you'll love on your team, but you might not like him if he's on the opposition. And number 3, and Drew Gilbert, by the way, was picked up in the Justin Verlander deal. And number 3, shortstop outfielder Luisangel Acuna. Obviously, he's the other big player the Mets picked up last trading deadline. They picked him up for Max Scherzer from the Rangers. He's an interesting player. The closest guy to the majors is Drew Gilbert, by the way. And I guess Acuna right after that and Williams right after that. At number 4, another guy from the Verlander deal, and this is outfielder Ryan Clifford. He can also play first base. His biggest thing with him is his power. He's compared to Lucas Duda. That's not a bad comparison. Lucas was a pretty good power threat for a few years, but we'll see. At number 5, the top Mets pitching prospect in their system, that's Christian Scott. I believe he'll be starting in Double-A. Ryan Clifford, I would think that Luisangel Acuna will probably start possibly in Triple-A, possibly. Ryan Clifford will probably start in Brooklyn this year. Christian Scott will either be in Binghamton or in Triple-A. Jett Williams, I think, will be in Triple-A. Drew Gilbert's going to start in Triple-A. Acuna could be in Triple-A, but also could be in Double-A. Next up, Ronnie Mauricio. He's on the injured list. He's not coming back this year towards ACL in the Winter League in the Dominican. Very exciting player. I'd like to see more. I mean, losing a year really hurts him in terms of the experience and stuff. And number 7, another guy they brought in before the trade deadline. This is Marco Vargas. Shortstop, second baseman, third baseman. He's very highly rated. He'll probably start the year in St. Lucie, I would think. Mike Vasil, number 8 on this list, right-handed pitcher. He is the closest in terms of starting pitchers to the major leagues. He finished last year pitching in Triple-A. In fact, he had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning in a Triple-A game. We'll see how he is. He could be a back-end starter. We'll see. And number 9, third baseman, Jacob Reimer. Now, Reimer was drafted 2 years ago. We'll see where his development is. I would expect that he'll probably be in Binghamton this year. Number 10, Dominic Hamill, another Triple-A guy, right-handed pitcher. And number 11, Blade Tidwell, another guy that's probably going to start Triple-A this year, if not Double-A. And number 12, Kevin Parada, catcher. Well, interestingly enough, be interesting to see where he finishes this year, where he starts this year. I would think that he'll probably start in Double-A. Didn't have first good full season. Now, I would mention, going through this list, I don't see any of the newer prospects that they brought in, all these international prospects. Like Giovanni Rodriguez, who's considered the Mets' best catching prospect, is not on this list. Just so you know, if you want to know. He's an interesting player, Parada. We'll see. His defense has got to get better. But he did not have a good year with the bat. Now, I would mention that his problem in college was his stamina, endurance during the game and during the season. And a lot of people kind of saw that he kind of fell by the wayside because he couldn't handle the rigors of behind the plate. We'll see. And number 13, another guy they brought in and before the trade deadline, this is Jeremy Rodriguez, shortstop. People very high on him. They got him for Tommy Pham. To get a prospect of this caliber for Tommy Pham, says a lot about the farm system and really the scouting that the former general manager Billy Epler had done. At number 14, Brandon Sprout, who they drafted twice. They drafted him in 2022. He didn't sign, and then they redrafted him in 2023. He will be probably starting in St. Lucie, I would think, if not Brooklyn. Tyler Stewart, another right-handed pitcher, had a big year this past year. I would expect he'll be in Binghamton. Number 16, Ronald Hernandez, a catcher. I would expect him to start the year in St. Lucie, I would expect. He's very young. He's another guy that was brought in for David Robertson. At number 17, Alex Ramirez. He has been floundering in Brooklyn. He spent the last 3 years in Brooklyn. I think the last 2 years in Brooklyn at least. And he needs to kick it into gear now. Let's put him on the 40-man roster because they're concerned they were going to lose him to the Rule 5 draft. But he has to kick it in gear this year. And he must get to Binghamton this year. I would assume he'll be in AAA again in Brooklyn this year. But he has to get to Binghamton. He has to show improvement. Matt Ruddock, an outfielder, I would expect he'll be in AAA this year. Colin Houck, the Mets' number 1 pick in 2023. Shortstop, is probably a future third baseman. He'll probably start the year in Port St. Lucie with the St. Lucie Club. We'll see where he is. He's a very impressive guy. You know, he was a football player in high school. People feel that his maturation as a player will improve dramatically, getting more time in as an everyday regular baseball player. At number 20, Stanley Consuegra, who played in Brooklyn last year. Missed half the year, but he's got a lot of power potential. He's an interesting case. He'll start the year, I would think, in Binghamton. We'll probably hear little bits and pieces of him in spring training this year, but hopefully we'll get to see him probably by next year in the majors. A lot will depend on how he's able to adjust as a hitter. But he's got tremendous power. At number 21, Joander Suarez. Not sure. I don't remember where I saw where he was at. He might be in Double-A this year. I'm just taking a guess with him. Nathan Lavender at number 22. I would expect Lavender to be in Triple-A and be a guy that we're going to talk a lot about in spring training. He is a reliever, left-handed reliever. And the Mets and Major League Baseball could always use a lefty. And number 23, Boston Barrow. I would expect that he'll probably get some time in the Florida Complex League. And he'll get a chance to be probably in St. Lucie to finish the year. But we'll see. Leonel Avalos. Where is he going to be? I would think probably Brooklyn. We'll see. And finally on their list, number 25, Nolan McLean, who is a pitcher / DH. He throws extremely hard. He has a potential to be a late inning reliever because he throws very hard. He throws 99 to 100 miles an hour. But he's a two-way player, meaning that he can hit for power. He has a lot of power. But he strikes out a lot, and he's not a high average guy. The Mets are going to play him, doing both for now. I would expect he'll probably be in Port St. Lucie this year, I think. I'm just taking a guess on him, but he's a very interesting case. Very, very interesting player. But as always, I thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the Prospect Hut. We'll have more stuff for us to talk about. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.